Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today we are in my bathroom and we're gonna be doing a little get ready with me while we answer some frequently asked questions, things that I've been meaning to talk to for a while now. So I figured this was a good opportunity to also show you my current makeup routine because everyone always says this, but like I have been getting questions. Not to be that person. But anyways, we're just gonna forgive my hair for being like this because I always like half dry my hair and then finish styling it after my makeup. The correct order, by the way, is makeup, hair, outfit. That's the order. That's like a TikTok debate if you guys are unaware. Also, sorry if it's a little bit echoey in here. I guess that's just how my bathroom is. So let's start out the makeup and then we'll get into some questions. I actually filmed this whole video months ago, but I just like never posted it. And the answers to some of these questions changed. So we're here again, doing it once more. So today I'm going to use the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I actually really like this one. I tried the e.l.f. one and I didn't like that as much. And usually I'm all for like a more affordable alternative, but I just like this one. And it just really helps my makeup stay on all day. Anyways, first update that we are due for is a wedding update. So if you guys follow along in my life, Ian and I got engaged in September last year, which is literally, it's been almost a year, which is crazy. But if you guys know us, by the way, Urban Decay Primer Potion for my eyeshadow. I've been using this since literally probably middle school, and it's still the best one. So yeah, we have been dating since high school. I think it's been 11 years at this point, but we didn't want to get started with the whole engagement and wedding process until after I finished dental school. So we proposed a couple months after I graduated last year, and the proposal was like the most amazing thing ever. Anyways, we were going to start wedding planning in January of this year. And that is when I kind of considered starting wedding planning. Like I started kind of like surface level looking into things, hoping to get married in 2025, like spring, summer. Little intermission. Next makeup item we're using is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. Guys, I have expensive foundations. I have the Giorgio Armani, I have Lancome, and this is the one I literally just keep going back to. It also has a little SPF in it, which is nice. Only SPF 15, so on days that I'm actually outside, I always wear a little sunscreen underneath, usually this e.l.f. Suntouchable one. I love this one. So anyways, we started kind of looking into wedding planning stuff in January. I would say we started getting a little bit more serious about wedding planning in maybe February, March. And Ian always kind of threw out the idea of like, oh, what if we got married like in Ireland or something in like a castle? And I was like, well, we can't do that. Like we can't, like, you know, we can't have an abroad wedding. Foreshadowing. But anyways, we're both originally from California. So I had started looking at wedding stuff in California, even though technically both of our families are like all over the place. Like most of my family is actually in Minnesota, most of Ian's family, I would say it's like either here in Arizona or like somewhere on the East Coast. Like they're kind of spread out as well. So no matter where we get married, most people are going to be traveling. And that goes for my friends as well. Most of my friends do not live, actually I don't think I have like any friends who are still in California, maybe one or two. But yeah, so basically the decision of the location was basically made because that's where we are from. So anyways, we went through the whole wedding planning process there. I literally had a wedding planner in California. We flew out, we saw venues, like we really delved into it. And I had a budget for starting out, which was what I thought was a reasonable budget. And then after talking to the wedding planner, we increased the budget a little bit, but still like, you know, within like a range that I was comfortable with. And then we get to see these venues and we get the final estimate, and basically every venue was going to be like significantly over budget. Like I'm not talking like $5,000 over budget, I'm talking like $30,000 over budget. And when you're this deep into wedding planning, like, and my recent and future brides will know this, like money like literally becomes like this fake concept. It no longer seems real anymore. And I was like about to go forward with a venue that I didn't even really love and I had a lot of problems with. because I just like felt like I needed to settle at that point because I was like, okay, well, I want to get married in 2025. Also, I know my foundation looks too dark right now. We will fix it. Anyways, I almost went through with that venue until I had had a little epiphany moment. And I was like, wait, this is like actually significantly over what I wanted to spend for a couple hours of one day. Like, no, we're not doing that. So I'm glad I had that little wake up call moment, but I'm truly just exhausted from all the wedding planning. The things that I'm most picky about are the venue. Like that is my #1 thing, which is why I still have not picked a venue anywhere. But anyways, okay, wait. Doing concealer, Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. Listen, when it comes to face products like foundation concealer, I'm a drugstore girly. So anyways, I just got so exhausted by the whole wedding planning process. Like I just had like decision fatigue and I could not find a venue that fit everything I wanted, that was not going to be crazy expensive. Like I couldn't figure out where we wanted to get married or anything. And then, you know, I had some conversations with friends and family and like Ian and I, we are in no rush to have kids. We don't even know if we want kids. So I like most people I talked to who were like, oh, we really wanted to get married like within a year, were like worried about the kid timeline. And I'm like, I already have 2 kids. Their names are Peach and Pinto. So I'm in no rush. So I realized, you know what? We have been together for so long. There is literally no rush. And I would rather have like my perfect wedding, what I truly want, and not be stressed about it. And at this point, it's August. And a lot of the venues that I would want for next year are just no longer an option anymore, just strictly because of time. So honestly, our wedding will probably be in 2026, not 2025, which is fine. But on another note, we are no longer considering California. We're actually considering destination, which again was Ian's original idea. We are probably not doing Ireland, just because when I looked at the venues there, it's like a little bit too cold and gray for me, and I know it can definitely be rainy as well. Also, we're doing some cream bronzer now. I got this stuff on a whim and I love it. It's the Saie Sunmelt Natural Cream Bronzer. I have the shade Light Bronze and it just is so great. I love it. When thinking about our wedding, like we are both very much like small circle people. Like we don't have super expansive like friend groups. Like I would literally be okay if it was just like my immediate family and closest friends and we get to spend like a weekend together somewhere. Like that is much more ideal to me than a single day at a venue that I hate that cost me the same as the amount that I would spend abroad. So anyways, I'm kind of putting the wedding planning on hold for now, just because I'm honestly like really exhausted by the whole process and I just really need a break. So because of that, it'll probably push our timeline back, but like I said, not worried about kids. So we're still young. We still know we're gonna get married, so it's okay. Okay, next we're doing a little bit of cream contour. I got 3 shades actually of these e.l.f. Halo Glow contour ones and I really like them. I use this like lighter cool tone one to do a little nose contour, and then for the cheeks I use the darker one because the other one I just don't feel like it shows up quite as well. All right, the next thing we're going to address is what happened with Alphalete. Why do I no longer have a code with Alphalete? So I've addressed it kind of briefly on my Instagram, but for my YouTube girlies, we haven't necessarily had the update. So if you guys follow me religiously, you will know that I have been working with Alphalete for like 3 years now. Their Amplify leggings are just like one of my ride or die leggings. I love them so much. And in December of last year, like late December, I got an email saying they would be canceling all codes for non-exclusive athletes. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna be an exclusive athlete because that's my whole channel, is reviewing other brands, and it's more important for me to maintain that. So anyways, I had reached out to talk to them about it, and honestly, the communication was not good, and I have expressed this to them. Basically, no one talked to me since then, and then on a random day in January, they just said, your code is no longer going to work today. Today is the end of the code. And I was like, what? So that was definitely a little bit of a, you know, a startling moment. I was like, really, today? Because they like, in the email in December, they were like, someone's gonna reach out to talk to you about it. No one ever did. And then they were just like, your code's gone So they did say that they wanted to work with me in a more like collaborative capacity where they were like gonna pay me for posts and things. And we had explored that a little bit, but every time they reached out to me, it was only like 4 or 5 days like before the launch that they wanted me to make content for. And I was like, guys, it's like a Tuesday, I work. I can't like make this content before the Saturday launch. Like that's just not enough time. Like what are we talking about? So I had to basically turn them down every time they wanted to collaborate on things with me. And then eventually like they like stopped reaching out so much, which like it makes sense. I kept saying no. Now we're moving on to blush. This is the Patrick Ta Double Take blush. This is amazing. I love this one so much. I have it in 2 colors. This is the shade She's Flushed. It's like a cream powder combo. So basically they went through a bunch of changes in their like affiliate and athlete programs. And just I think like last month, they ended up cutting like a lot of their exclusive athletes. And I've been like tuning into like Christian's vlogs and stuff. And just like basically they had like taken on too many people. They had spread the company like too thin. And now they're just trying to like hone it back in a little bit more. So long story short, I am still kind of in communications with them. There's still definitely possibilities in the future, but again, I have to respect my own time about the whole situation. Like I need to make sure they're giving me adequate time. Like I was getting enough time before this whole situation started. So I just feel like, why can't we just maintain that? And I am talking to a different athlete coordinator now. So there's still chances of things in the future. So we'll see. I think they just like made a lot of changes all at once. And I'm kind of glad I like took a step back while they were figuring everything out. So yeah, that's why I haven't had an Alphalete discount code in like 7 months, 8 months, literally since January. I have not had a code. And I've tried like their stuff like here and there. But as you guys know, I do so many reviews and so many videos all the time that for brands that I don't work with consistently, like I can't review every collection from them all the time. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the future. And I'll let you guys know. Okay, I did not update you guys. I just used the Rare Beauty highlighter in the shade Enlighten, and I find that I cannot use that with a beauty blender. I have to tap it out with my fingers. And then because I hate touching my makeup brushes when my hands are makeup-y, I have to wash them now. Someone tell me I'm not the only one. Okay, next update. Let's talk about my new form of exercise I've been getting into lately, which is running. But first, I'm going to do a couple of freckles. You know, I'm probably gonna look back in like a couple years and be like, it was so cringe that we were all like drawing freckles on our face, but I just feel like it makes the makeup look so natural and also kind of like contours the nose a little bit at the same time. So this is one I literally just got on Amazon. If you can't tell, I like to balance my high-end makeup, like my cheek products, eyeshadows, whatever, with affordable stuff. And I find that it's good to do this before the powder because it blends out a little bit more easily. But yeah, let's talk about running. So you guys know I was a running hater for so long, to the point where actually my mom is a runner. Sometimes you just have to understand, I have like the best mom, but you just have to understand sometimes your mom is right about things, and my mom has been right about a lot of things. She got me on skincare early. She always fostered like a healthy relationship with food for me. She was always very into exercise. And when I used to dance in high school, I thought that I was gonna have to dance for my entire life because I would never like fitness. And here I am. And then of course I was like, oh, I'm never gonna like running. Like running sucks, why would you ever run? And now I'm running. So yeah, listen to your moms about things. But anyways, I decided that I was just feeling a little bit like in a rut with my lifting. I've been lifting weights since like my junior year of college. So it's been like, gosh, like 7 years now. Also, I'm now setting my makeup with powder. I just use the Wet n Wild translucent powder. It just has no color. I just feel like it really like makes everything nice and matte. Anyways, I was just getting in a little bit of a rut with my training. Like I just wasn't as excited about it. And there would be times where like, you know, I would exert myself a little bit more than usual. And because I am not like a huge cardio girly, I would kind of feel it. And I'm like, am I in shape? You know, like I lift weights, I have good muscle mass. I actually got a DEXA scan recently and I have like really great bone density, really great muscle mass. But like, am I in shape, like cardiovascularly? And if I tried to run a mile at that time, like I literally could not do it. And I just feel like that's something I should be able to do. So I started running, taking it super easy, like literally super slow. You will see me out there running a 12-minute plus mile, and that's okay. So I've been running for on and off maybe like 2 months now, but it's really hard to make any progress running in the Arizona heat because it's literally like 90 degrees by like 8 a.m. And I've been getting up super early to run and just like trying to make the most out of my time and everything. By the way, going back in with my powder blush from that same blush compact. But yeah, anyways, I've been really enjoying running so far. It's been a nice little switch up to my training. I look forward to it. I sweat a lot, which is not something I'm used to because like, you know, in an air-conditioned gym with lifting weights, you just like really don't sweat very much. And it has changed the way that I look at workout clothing. So I recently ordered a bunch of sports bras and running shorts. I asked you guys for a bunch of feedback on my Instagram in terms of like what you guys look for in running clothing and whatnot. So this is just kind of like a fun little way to spice up my channel a little bit as well and just like finally understand what the runners are looking for in their clothing. So yeah, I have no plans of like running any sort of half marathons or 5K, 10K, anything like that anytime soon, maybe at some point. But I honestly am just looking forward to improving, like it's my own personal goals and it's fun. So if you're getting a little bit tired in your current workout program, switch it up, you know, take a class. I tried Pilates. I don't really like going to like classes at structured times. I really like being in control of my own schedule and I just didn't like that. Also going in with just a little base eyeshadow, the Too Faced Natural Eye palette. I just use the shade Heaven. This is like my 3rd time buying this palette because one of them was like 12 years old, one of them was like a hand-me-down. Anyways, I love this palette. So yeah, anyways, switch it up if you are getting tired of your workout program. I think it's really important to be balanced with strength training and cardio training because, you know, you only get one body and you might as well treat it the best you can. And I think both of those are very important. Bone density and muscle mass are really important and weight training helps with that. And cardiovascular health is also super important. So do both. Don't be like me and just like be a cardio hater for years. The next frequently asked question / update is how is work going? So if you guys are unaware, which most of you guys know, in addition to making these videos for you guys, I am also a dentist. I graduated dental school last year. I loved dental school. I thought it was a great environment. I learned so much. You're surrounded by so many of your friends and your colleagues, and it's just such a great place to learn and make connections with people. And a year out from dental school, I'm missing it. I know everyone says like, oh, dental school is just something you have to get through. I feel like working is just something I have to get through now, and not that I'm not okay like working, but the whole environment as a new grad dentist is honestly not been great. So I'm sure some of you guys have noticed on Instagram and in general, I just haven't been posting as much about my dentistry work. And this is something that it's just like kind of difficult talking about because I've just portrayed myself as like, you know, I'm just a girl like going through dental school and now I'm a dentist. Like I am like a healthcare professional. And it's hard to like walk that line of like, do I want to be fully transparent and honest with you guys, or do I want to like present myself as this professional? And I feel like I owe it to you guys and to myself to like be truly honest and just say that like this past year has been pretty miserable. Brief intermission, we are using my Charlotte Tilbury Easy Eye palette. I don't know what color this is, but I'll link everything below, but I love this palette. It has all these like warm kind of sunsetty tones. So yeah, my first year as a dentist has been pretty rough. I thought that, you know, it would be so easy because you don't have to like jump through all the hoops of school. You don't have to deal with the stresses of school, but the stresses of being a dentist, being a doctor are just honestly really hard. And I'm not the only one dealing with this. A lot of my friends and classmates are on like their 2nd or their 3rd job. Because when you graduate dental school, you are probably not going to open up your own practice right away. Personally, it's not something I'm ready for. I think if I were to open my own practice, I wouldn't be able to manage this YouTube channel anymore. Like I just wouldn't have the time for it. And this is not something I want to give up yet. I'm still so young, like we have time for that in the future. So when you graduate dental school, you are most likely going to be an associate. And a lot of times you may be an associate for a corporate dental branch, which is what I started as. I actually had an opportunity with a private practice that I was super excited about, and the contract that I got was just honestly, like I couldn't do that to myself to sign that contract. Like the things that I've seen since graduating, like the contracts that I've seen, have just been like so insulting. If you guys don't know, most dentists are paid on a percentage of production, which means like you kind of like you eat what you kill. So like a salary in the dental world doesn't really exist unless you're in like a like federally qualifying like health center or like certain very niche places like that, but most of it is not like that. And I have seen just such awful contracts. Like, so basically you get paid for what you do, but they don't want to pay you for any x-rays. And I am legally responsible for all x-rays that are taken and interpreted. So that is on me and my license, but I don't get paid for that. They don't want to pay you for exams that you do. So when your doctor comes in and does exams and like looks at your x-rays and evaluates your health, like I'm a very in-depth person. Like I take more time than most people for exams. Some people don't even want to pay you for that. You literally only get paid for the procedures that you do. And I am also a very conservative person. I treat everyone as if it's my own mouth. So if I see like a small hairline crack in a tooth, something like that, I'll watch it. If I see a small cavity that is still in the enamel of the tooth that hasn't yet reached the dentin, I'll recommend some things that you can do to hopefully reverse that cavity and not do a filling on it. So already, like I'm not doing as much treatment maybe as a lot of people. Everyone has their own clinical philosophies. That's just kind of like what I was taught and what I think works and what I think is best for the patient. And then there's a whole problem of dental insurance. If you didn't know, dental insurance sucks. They're paying dentists like the same rates that we were paid like 50, 60 years ago, but you're getting charged more if you have dental insurance. They're just paying us less. So for like a filling, it could be anywhere from literally like $15. And that's not even what I make off of that filling. That's even less. We're getting into a lot of detail. The pay structure and the contracts are not the only problems that I had. But anyways, it's just very tough out there as a new grad dentist. You also have people just like doubting you because of how old you look and everything. And just like, honestly, pretty crippling imposter syndrome, feeling like, do I know what I'm doing? Even though I know what I'm doing. Like I graduated top of my class. Like I do know that what I do is quality work and I'm always trying to think of the patient first, but you can just spiral in your head and it's just hard. It's very draining. People will be mean to you because, you know, they don't like the dentist, which I get it. And at the end of the day, like everything comes down on the doctor. Like if the schedule is behind, like I'm a person where I always have an internal clock going. Like I know exactly what time it is at every moment. I know when there's another patient in another room. Every aspect of my life, I am always super punctual and get very stressed about being late. So if there were ever times where things weren't going to schedule, like let's say like we didn't have enough assistants to keep up with the patient load, there was literally nothing I could do about it. But then when people get upset about things being late, like it always comes down onto me, even if it's not in my control. But like, I get it. I don't like when things run behind either. So anyways, long story short, I just have not been really posting about any of that dental related because it just hasn't been a good place for me mentally. And I've just kind of been only posting about things that I do in my life that do make me happy. So yeah, hopefully things get better. But like I said, I've talked to a lot of my friends who are also dentists, also new grads, and it just doesn't seem like this is a problem that I alone am having. So, all right, eyeshadow is done. I have so much more to say about that and so much more to say about the dental and healthcare industry that honestly I wasn't really like aware of until after I graduated. Like I kind of graduated and then there was like this wake up call where like you're in the real world and this is the first time where I'm like on my own. I don't have this like set path and it's just you against the world. And there have just been a lot of things, and my mental health this year, for the first time probably in my life, has been like really not great. So we're dealing with it, but hopefully things get better. So that's why I haven't been posting much about it. Okay, we're gonna do a little pause because I can't do my eyeliner while talking, but this is my favorite eyeliner. This is the Maybelline New York Hyper Easy, and it's like a super narrow tip. It's basically like a little paintbrush that comes all together. It's very similar to the Kat Von D tattoo liner, which was my ride or die for years. But that one, I feel like there was like never any ink in it and it ran out like super quickly. This one, every day it's like dripping with ink. There's so much ink and it has lasted so long, and I use it in the dark brown color, and I just have been into more like brown mascara, brown eyeliner and everything lately. So I really like it. So let me pause and I'll come back. Okay, eyeliner is done. We're moving on to mascara. We're using the Lancome lash primer. I used to think the lash primers were silly, but this stuff actually works. I think my last frequently asked question was just asking for a lip filler update. So if you guys don't remember, last year in July, actually, I got a syringe of lip filler, which was something that I had wanted for a long time, but I don't make decisions like that lightly. Like I take like changes to my face very seriously. Like even changing my makeup sometimes, I'm like, who is she? So anyways, I got one syringe of, I believe it was Juvederm Volbella, Velour, whichever the middle one is, but I got one syringe. And for the first like 2 weeks, I thought I made the biggest mistake of my life. I regretted my decision. I was like, when can I get this dissolved? I hate it. And then after 2 weeks, I was like, okay, like maybe it's finally settling in. And then by 2 months, I loved it, and we're over a year out and it is still like all there. The thing about lip filler is, especially the first time you get it, like your lips will be a little bit like swollen and hard to move for, not really hard to move, they just don't like move naturally for at least like a good 6 weeks. And I was getting that like upper duck lip situation going on for like 6 weeks. And that's what I really didn't like. I didn't like how fake my upper lip looked. But after the 6 weeks, it finally all integrated. Like I also got like, again, like a more natural filler. It's not one of the really like dense ones. So my lips honestly feel like normal lips. It's more of like a hydrated, slightly plumped appearance rather than like really like hard filler. There's obviously different filler that you would use for like your cheeks versus your lips. But even for lips, I got like a softer one. So yeah, we're a year out. I have no interest in getting any more. I think they look really natural. They're not huge, but I had pretty thin lips to begin with. So huge lips are just not something that would work for my face. Oh, also mascara. I'm using CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume in the color brown. This mascara, again, I've been using it since high school and I've never found a mascara that does what this does. Like the volume that it gives you is amazing. It's a little bit more on the dry side of a mascara, which I like, because it layers really well. So anyway, so the lip filler journey was kind of crazy. I definitely didn't expect it to take as long as they said to settle in. Like I really didn't feel like I got my full results for 2 months. And everyone says like, oh, you can get like 1 syringe per year. This is not gone. This is still there. And it is one of the more like soluble fillers. So I definitely think it was worth it. And I definitely think it's not something you need every year. Obviously everyone can make their own decisions, but it definitely doesn't go away within a year. And I think we are seeing more and more studies and everything come out that is not the case. But another slight updates, literally yesterday, I went in for my Botox that I get in my master's for clenching. I did a whole like kind of dive into that on my Instagram stories because a lot of you guys were wondering, but it's actually a really good treatment for clenching and grinding. But anyways, when I went in for that, I decided to get a little bit of a lip flip because again, very happy with the volume of my lips. Like I don't want to do anything with that, but I do notice like sometimes when I get like really expressive, my top lip like curls under, and I am mostly just testing this out for potential like things that I might want to do before my wedding, just to make sure my wedding photos are like exactly what I want. So basically a lip flip is just a couple units of Botox right along your top lip. And this is into the orbicularis oris muscle that does like the puckering effect, but it also turns your lip in. So it's supposed to kind of prevent that from happening. They say it kind of can make your lip look fuller, but it really just kind of like prevents like that gummy smile. So I just tested that out. It'll take a little bit to kick in. I'll keep you guys updated on my Instagram stories, my thoughts on it. I definitely got mixed reviews from you guys in terms of like if you liked it. But again, this is strictly like something that I want to test out to see if it's something I would want to do like for my wedding day, even though we have like 2 years to prepare for that. It's crazy how long the wedding timeline takes. I'm still not over the whole wedding stuff. Some days I just think about eloping, like, is it all even worth it? And the last step that I do, because clearly I don't have any eyebrows right now, is my eyebrows. So I use the Anastasia Dip Brow. I know, everyone hated on this. They're like, can't believe we did our eyebrows with this in 2015. I still use it because you can use it naturally and sparingly. Actually, I'm gonna come back when I'm done with this. This is another, eyebrows and eyeliner are like my full concentration things. Okay, brows are done. I am just setting them with this Milk Kush Brow Laminator. I wasn't sure about this at first, and I don't like it to use like without any any other brow products in. Like every day I like to put in like a little brow gel just because my eyebrows can get a little bit wonky. But when I use it with eyebrow makeup, like the pomade, I do like it in that case. And I just kind of like brush them up and out a little bit just to create a little bit more of a brow. Because I have eyebrows, you just can't really see them because they're blonde. And almost forgot lips. I have tried so many lip liners and this has just always been my favorite. This is the NYX lip pencil in nude pink. And I just get a little shape here. I have very pale lips in general, like I just don't have a lot of color to them. So most people's like pink is like super dark on me. And then one of my favorite glosses, the Patrick Ta Major Volume Plumping Glosses. I'm just gonna put a little bit on because I need to do my hair still. So anyways, those are all of the updates. I hope that helps fill you in into what I've been up to recently. But yeah, just need to go finish up my hair and then I am filming a video today, which is why we did the makeup. I'm like an all or nothing kind of girly. Like I'm either wearing no makeup at all or I'm wearing my full like filming face, and there's like no in between, because whenever it's in between, I don't like it. I'm either like, why didn't I do more, or why didn't I just like not wear makeup at all? So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will link everything that I used down below. I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.